All right, let me ask you some of the, and we'll start on the right, and then we'll go to the left as far as political ideology. Does this come up in conversations in your life? Does pro-life versus pro-choice come up in your day-to-day life in the circle of people that you call friends and family and acquaintances?
I would say only when something large in the media has happened that it's brought up. I don't think that it's something that every day my friends and family are talking
Kyle?
about.
Almost not at all.
Same, not at all. Absolutely. It's a question people ask before you start dating, even.
Okay, we got to get you off of college campus. We gotta head into the real world.
What? Who's asking you that?
Seriously.
Well, explain.
I mean, it where I'm at college, people there are clearly very promiscuous, and it is a real question. It comes up.
Really?
Okay.
Are you pro-life? Are you pro-choice? I mean,
it comes up individually. It comes up as a group effort. It comes up as activists, pushing a cause, or all the above.
All of the above. I don't think it's a question. It's one of those questions that they don't want to come out and ask you, are you a Republican or a Democrat? It's, are you pro-life or are you pro-choice? I can't tell you how many documentaries I've watched in my classes about Planned Parenthood.
Okay, all right. We're just going to stay away from ideology today and just talk about how, gay marriage. Is that an issue in your life or your circle of friends or acquaintances?
I think that if you have somebody that's affected by that it is. But otherwise, I mean, I think it's a topic that's gotten less harsh, that more people are more open to what Kyle said, compromise on the issue.
Kyle?
Yeah, it really doesn't come up anymore. It probably used to, more so, but now, I mean, it's almost a non-issue in my circle.
In my circle, yes, it does.
It does come up.
It does.
And in what regard?
My sister, she's a lesbian, and so obviously it's very near and dear to my heart. I have cousins who are homosexual,
but so it doesn't come up as a negative. It comes up as this is a part of our life.
That who are we to say who you should and shouldn't love?
Right.
Who are we to say that you were or were not made this way?
Right.
And what's the difference of somebody who is in a loving relationship, being married or unmarried, but just have that right?
Okay, so from what I'm hearing from you, like advice to the Republican candidates, from millennials would be, quit with the moral judgment stuff.
Right.
It's okay for you to believe what you believe. It's okay for me to believe what I believe. But if you listen to a Ted Cruz, this is a big part of his platform. And if Ted Cruz is the candidate, does he turn off a lot of millennials with the social conservatism? Kyle, you're a conservative guy. You just said you were. Does that hurt him?
I think it will, yes. And, especially with, we just had the monumental case in which, gay marriage is now legal in this country. So I think it's just something they're going to have to deal with. I mean, the more conservative candidates. And I think nobody would really have an appetite to take a look at that issue and try to bring that back, because that would just, it's just a waste of their time. So, I mean, I think really this issue in a lot of people's minds has been settled. Now let's get past it.
Right.
Because we're tired of it coming up in every single election.
Right.
Because in every election of my lifetime, a candidate has to make his stance on it, his or her stance on it, and I think people are just tired of that kind of particular issue. Let's go fix the real problems. Let's fix the economy. Let's fix health care.
Now, it's not like millennials aren't ready to thrust their own activist movement down other people's throats, because in other areas, you guys want people to do this. And so, I'm a live and let live person. And everyone says that, but you don't really meet anybody that really believes that all that often, because it depends on whose ox is getting gored. It's like, okay, over here I want to let you live, but don't tell me what to do over here. The founding fathers, you mentioned, Jefferson said the government that governs best governs least. Get out of people's lives. Is there a certain libertarian streak to millennials?
I think a little bit. Yeah, I think in general, a lot of campus, again, is pretty much let me do what I want. You do what you want. I'll do what I want. We'll call it a day.
Yeah. Really? I mean, is that the way you feel? I mean, can you be open and honest not just in the ag department, but I mean on the campus of the University of Illinois, and this could be anywhere. Do you feel like you can be open and honest about who you are without facing judgment from other students?
I think so, yes. I think U of I prides itself on being one of the most diverse campuses in the country. I think it's definitely a different feel if you were on a different campus.
I would say your protest movement there is not diverse, and I would suggest if you run into your average PETA supporter coming out of one of your ag classes, that they do hold you to a different accountability, while telling everybody to live and let live.
Yes. Yeah. I still think I had some good friends at Mizzou, and the feeling on Mizzou campus is just very different from U of I.
Well, but that's one incident away from being the University of Illinois, and I think that's the danger, and the people always spending their entire lives looking to be offended. And my hope for the millennials and the next generation is to outgrow some of the silliness in this country. Not that we don't have problems to solve, but I feel like so many people in life are just waiting to be offended by something, and it's become a way of life, and it gets in the way of actually living life. And it's not that there aren't movements or things that are worth fighting for, but it can't be everything. And I think that's why Bernie's resonating. I think that's why Donald's resonating, is because that just looks different than what we're used to and what we've had crammed down our throats for so long.